Alright, so what I'm going to do next for the next part of the helmet is cover the cracks that need to be covered in spackle. So this way I can get little base essential back spot before I actually do the paper mache on it. So go ahead and we'll get started with that. So I'm not going to be covering up every single crack because a lot of them are actually there on the helmet. Just need to cover the ones like on the faceplate that aren't in the movie. So, that'll do it. Go ahead and let it dry, sand it off. Paper gone, paper mache, go. Well, alright, so as you saw last time, finished up making the cardboard part of the helmet. So what I'm going to be doing now is taking little cut up pieces of newspaper and then gluing them like paper mache over the crack to try to give a smooth surface before I'll actually be covering it and covering it with paint and stuff. So for this little part, I guess, I'm going to be just showing you how to make it look just nice. So this one, if you're not sure, this is my first time trying this, so if you're not sure if this is going to work or anything, go ahead and wait till the end of the video and we're going to see how it turns out. So what I have here so far is I just have a little paint bowl that I put some water in. I haven't added the glue yet, I was going to do that now, but for the amount of water to add in, you don't need a whole lot. It's pretty much the sink just went on off just that fast and got enough. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some glue. You want it to be about at least half and half glue and water. It's not too bad if you do it over day, too much glue or just too much water. Just want to get enough so you can get a big slurry of it, so when it's mixed up it's a good mixture. So now that I got the glue in there, I'm going to go ahead and mix it up to try to get it all smooth. You want it to be one big silky white smooth color. And it looks a bit too watery, so I'm going to go ahead and add a bit more. So while you're gone, I finished up the rest of the paper mache on the helmet. So got it a little covered on the back, around the sides, the back again, on the jaw. Just thing to point out when you're paper macheing it, you don't want to cover every single crack, because if you do, then the whole thing just loses its texture that it has in the movie. So just cover up the extra little cuts that they have to have in order to make the curvature, like on the top, front. Leave most of the back stuff. The sides can be covered up here, but not here, because that's all part of the helmet there. I'm still leaving the sides off. I'm probably going to leave them off for most of the rest until the very end, because otherwise when you paint it and stuff, the paint just doesn't get all in the sides there before when you have the top of the exterior piece on, because it covers some spots and then it's a pain to sand and do primer and stuff, so I'm leaving it off to the very end. So that's what I have so far. I'll be probably waiting a couple hours for this to dry. Then I'm thinking I'm going to add just a hand brush coat of some sort of paint on top to get more of our shell cover onto that so I can start sanding it down. So I shall be back pretty soon. Alrighty, so this is dried. Got all the back done and everything. I set it in the sun, so I got done for doing I thought. I'm going to go ahead and trim off some of the loose edges that I have on here, because it'll just mess up the suit later on. I'm just using cardboard scissors just because they cut well in the ends. You don't need to use them by any reason. So, now what we're going to be doing next, I'll explain why I'm doing this, is painting on just some hand brush paint, like you can see right there. Can you see it? Yep, there you can. Just getting that over this so that way I'll be able to sand it without scraping up all the newspapers stuff that we just put on. And so that should make so we get a smooth surface so we're not seeing bumps every so often above where the newspaper is. So trim that up enough, and so just shook up the paint. Probably shake it a bit longer than that. I already shook it up a bit. Then just squirt it in. Don't do too much. This is probably enough for now. You want to be able to obviously cover the whole helmet, but you don't want to waste paint again. So I'm going to go ahead and start off at the top. Thing to keep in mind is you're mostly trying to do this to cover up the paper, so don't try to cover up the cracks because they will cover a bit of those. So just go ahead and have fun painting, and you can see, I don't know if you can see, but as soon as you start painting it over, it already starts to cover up part of where the newspaper was. It's hard to tell that it's there. Hopefully by the end of this, it'll all be gone. And we'll just have one awesome looking Iron Man helmet. So I will go ahead and finish this up and then show you. Oh, another quick thing is you do not need to paint the whole entire helmet. You just mostly just need to cover up the newspaper or other rough spots. So that's about it. I'll get back to you soon. Well, I did a couple layers of primer and I sanded it down, and I realized that probably should have done a couple more layers of hand brush paint, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So if you look at the face mask, you can still see those newspaper marks. And I was also being stupid. If you haven't made the helmet yet and you're going to do the smooth side up, the rough side just leaves too many ridges. So I got to go ahead and go back over it with some more paint, and then we hopefully will be in business. So we'll see what happens. So I've done some sanding after painting, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. It's gotten pretty smooth. You can't really see the newspaper as much, so which means it's time to actually paint it. So for starting off, obviously you're going to want the face mask a different color than the rest of the helmet, and you're also going to want the jaw piece, but that's not super important right now. So what we're going to do is go ahead and cut out the face mask. When I was gluing it in, I didn't use ultra lot amount of glue. Hopefully, if I remember to do it right, just enough to stick it in. And be careful when you're cutting with a knife, or you can use scissors if you want, either way. Be careful not to cut into the rest of the helmet and chop that up. So just cut the rest out, be careful, so we can get this painted. Well, you guys were gone. I painted my helmet, so I guess you could say I'm done. With this part at least. The back turned out way better than I thought, with it being pretty much completely smooth. Can't see the newspaper marks at all. The helmet is a bit more rigid. You can see a bit of the marks. Not many. It's just the paint job wasn't that done. I could take a lot more time sanding and just more sanding, more layers if I wanted to do it really well. I highly suggest you guys do that. I just didn't do that because this is more for a small suit that I have to get done by actually February, but with school going on pretty soon, doesn't last. I don't have a lot of time to work on it. So this one will definitely, without a doubt, have face mask open and close. My head or anybody's head will not be in this one. There will be a separate head which shall be saved for a later date, and probably willing to bet almost none of you will know who it is. So yeah, I guess I'm pretty much done with this for now. Helmet, face mask comes off, sets on nicely. Hopefully that'll keep it shape. Probably lifeguards. They did finally add the earpieces. I just had to freehand those because of the pattern that I used. The curl file didn't over that, so I actually used a wristband that was the right shape, and so I outlined that and then just made it on the little notch. So this isn't the end of the helmet though. Next part of this little series that I'm doing will be no boy, there that goes. We'll be adding lights inside, so don't know if you can see, but boom. Guess you can kind of see. Hold on a second. Go get the light. Yeah, you can kind of see lights are on in there, but luckily with this new helmet I won't be needing to conserve space. There's a better way to see it. I won't be needing to conserve space inside the helmet, so I'll be using brighter lights, but still I go cheap, so they'll be from Dollar Tree, but they're plenty bright, won't be one little LED. So I'll be showing you how to do that. I'll also be showing you how I did it with this one, just so if you guys wanted to get lights for a helmet to wear, you can do that. And I'll show you how to make them more powerful than that. I just did that on a $1 Dollar Tree budget. Let's experiment, see what I can kind of do. But I figured out really how to make it better. So I guess that's it for right now. So I will hopefully get to the lights sometime in the future. I can't guarantee when. Might actually start working on it Friday, so don't be waiting around for anything pretty soon, but there will be more. So thank you. Do the obvious, like, comment, subscribe, and see you soon.